mesmerized by how you talk to me, girl. I feel mesmerized by how you move. Wishing the days you would talk to me, girl. Wishing you would not force me to move. Onto different people in my life all the time. What a fucking time to be alive.
Hey, well, I'm Ditch the Ego Man, and I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Mhm.
I reside in Portland, Oregon, but I grew up in LA.
Mhm.
And I've been making music since I was 6 years old, so 15 plus years. A big part of my music is probably even more important than the music is the mental health. I have a lot of mental health issues, as a lot of us do, and
Mhm.
I've been through the ringer um, with, just a lot of dealing with issues and things like that. And so my brand is really, really about trying to uh, save people's lives, to be honest with you, and be more real. We live in a generation of creatives and just people in general who are very not real. It's not a not very genuine culture.
Mhm.
uh, and I think a lot of people are just scared of dealing with reality. And I'm hoping that I can bring the message of dishing your ego to the world.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Show people
So
that you don't have to hide. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So what inclined you to music? Like when you were 6, what made you say, "Oh, this is what I want to do"?
Well, honestly, I started just composing by ear. Like I have perfect pitch, so I just started composing by ear when I was 6 on the piano, and I was really, really just I like to play around sound. I used to dance a lot to Mick Jagger, stuff like that. I was very just into just entertainment.
Mhm.
Yeah, and what really kicked it into start for me was when I heard Drake's "Nothing Was the Same." I was a big Drake fan before that, but when I heard that album, that really resonated with me. It really spoke to me. And when I was listening to it, I was like, dude, I could do this. Like this, I could make music. And
Mhm.
I was like 10 years old or something like that. So, man, I was out here dropping SoundCloud songs at like 12, 13 years old, going through a lot of that like shitty phase at like in like seventh, eighth grade. So, yeah, it's been quite a journey for sure.
Oh yeah. I'm really interested to hear about you, you know what I'm saying? Because your musical style is very different from anything I've heard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are your influences?
So my biggest influences, I'd say, are Drake, The Weeknd, and Logic. Oh, and Russ. I'm a big, 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 big Russ guy. Not just because of his music, but because of just the message that he's giving y'all. Like, if y'all listen to what Russ is saying, he's giving you not just music game, not just career game, life fucking game. Like for free, he's giving y'all the blueprint of how to love yourself, how to believe in yourself, and how to build your own career around something that you love and your passion. And so I take that kind of energy from Russ. Uh, dude, Drizzy changed the game, of course, when he came in with the melody rap and shit. I absolutely, love the singing rap shit. And
Mhm.
the emotion, I mean, like Drake at the time, if you remember, like Drake was not like he was a soft guy. I remember it was like, oh, this dude's soft, like he's weak. He talks about his feelings. Like
Mhm.
Drake kind of normalized that in a way a little bit in hip hop.
Mhm.
And when I first heard him, I was like, oh my god, this is a rapper dude talking about his feelings. Like Take Care was like very emotional, and Nothing Was the Same was very, very introspective. And then lyrically, dude, Logic is just a huge inspiration of mine because of his mental health, and I struggle with a lot of. Obviously, it's not the same situation, but I have very similar struggles as to a lot of things that Logic talks about, and I resonate a lot with a lot of the mental health just um, focus that he has. And so I take a lot of lyrical influence from Logic. So I'd say those are like my biggest influences.
Oh yeah. Okay. 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 So you combine those together to kind of make your own music, baby. That's what I
Yeah,
like to call them,
yeah.
music babies.
Yeah, I like that music, baby. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. That's what I tell people. I'm like, you got to take a little bit of each of your favorites and just combine elements of each of your favorites to make it your own.
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. So what made you choose your artist name, Ditch the Ego?
Well, so like I said, I struggle a lot with mental health, and
Hmm.
the way I describe it to people who don't really have mental health or don't understand mental health is it's imagine if you were talking to a schizophrenic. A schizophrenic doesn't understand that their reality is not real. And if you could give them a pill, or you could give them not literally a pill, but something, a magic thing, right, that could make them go, oh, wait, my schizophrenic reality is not really how things work. It isn't reality, it's a schizophrenic reality. It's similar. That's how conceptually. That's how I explain it for people who don't understand mental health. Like people who have mental health live in a different reality. And um, lost my train of thought here. Remind me of the question one more time.
Just how did you come up with your artist?
Oh, right. So what ended up happening for me is I actually went through a spiritual awakening, and I had some medicine intervention. I took some medicine. I had some medicine that spiritually awakened my soul, and the best way I can describe it, introduced me face to face with my ego, and
Mm-hmm.
showed me the parts of myself that were holding me back from succeeding in life. And the message got was I had to ditch my ego, and that's the message that saved my life and allowed me to uh, launch myself into a reality that I didn't think was possible, and a way of living that I never imagined could be possible. And so the message I preach, to everyone and try to spread is to ditch your ego, because we are in our own way. We are our biggest obstacle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, what type of artist do you consider yourself? Like, what type of music do you make, and what type of artist do you consider yourself?
Well, I would consider myself a multi-genre artist.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my goals is I'd love one day to have a playlist with or I should say, as many playlists with as many genres as possible. That's just ditch the ego. So I mean, you have R&B for ditch the ego, then you got a pop for ditch the ego, you got rap ditch the ego, you got alternative. Like I have a piano ballad, I have a song with a Brooklyn rap group, I have like a EDM inspired kind of song. I think that life is every emotion, so the music should be as many emotions as I can make it.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Um, so what would you say is your favorite song by you? Your most proud song, the song you're just like, I love this song.
I'd say easily it's Great Things Always Come. Great Things Always Come because of the message and because of the energy behind that song and where I was at when I in my life when I wrote that, like about a year and a half ago or so. And the message, I mean, anyone who follows me and is aware of my brand and stuff, Great Things Always Come is a huge thing for me, because a lot of people who struggle with, like I said, mental health, the reality is sometimes it's not going to be okay, and that's okay. Sometimes it's not. You're going to have to just sit there and remind yourself that great things always come, and you can really apply that to any situation that you're in life, and that's why that's easily my favorite song, because it has the most meaning.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So who would you say is your biggest fan? Like your biggest supporter?
Oh, my biggest supporter, man, dude, easily the homie since high school, man.
Mm.
My best friend DJ is his name, and man, this dude was supporting the music when nobody else was. We've been friends since I was like a freshman in high school, and back then nobody was. They were like, dude, you're white boy hip hop, that kind of deal, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. And he believed in me, man, and he wrote for me and promoted my music and still promotes my music and stuff. So, I always tell him, like, I already know you're always my number one fan. But other than my friends, bro, I'd say it's a tough one, man, because I get a lot of messages from people like telling me that I inspire them and stuff. I'd say the ones that mean the most to me are probably my sister's kids, though, because my sister's kids are younger. They're one of them's just going to college, and one of them is only like 11. So for them to be able to hear a positive message, and not to hear it from their mom or their parent, I
Hmm.
think that probably means the most to me.
Okay, okay, okay. That's good. That's really good. I'm glad you're promoting positive messages in your music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, I appreciate that. We need more of it in the industry, dude. There's a lot of there's a lot of negativity. A lot of people don't realize I have a metaphor. I say like it's not, I guess not a metaphor, but it's more of like imagery, you know. And life is a marathon, and about 90% of people are running from themselves and finding other people to run from themselves with because they don't want to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's understandable, but it's like if you stop running for a second from yourself and you realize that you can run with yourself, then you can slow down and you can enjoy the scenery and you can chill and you can watch everybody going fast nowhere. And you're like, dude, I got this. Because you understand that you're on this different path and different higher journey. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just think that the culture reflects the music and the music reflects the culture. And right now it's no coincidence that we have very music that's not very deep. It's not very, a majority of it is not very, not pushing you to be a better person in the hip hop community.
Mm-hmm.
I want us to hopefully change that because look, it's not a coincidence. People don't want to talk about this, but it's not a coincidence. Juice is not here. Mac is not here. X is not here. None of this stuff is coincidental, and it's sad. And you know, obviously, like I pray for their souls, and I hope they rest in peace. But we can't let the people who follow that energy. And I'm a huge Juice fan. I mean, he was there for me when a lot of people were never there for me. And but we have to realize that we can't follow that energy and then allow ourselves to be infected by it, because then what happens is the Travis Scott incident, because we're infected by all this energy. And it's not per se anyone's fault specifically, but it's that when you have all of that energy and that many people manifesting that energy without realizing it,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna lead to something catastrophic for someone.
Okay, okay, yeah, I feel you. You want to make the type of music that like inspires people, that gets deep, thought provoking, lyrical, have you in your feelings, have you, you know what I'm saying? You get that
Yeah.
real emotion to your music, and that's what you get out of your music.
Yeah, I want people to also know they're not alone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's this, people aren't alone, and there's a lot of shitty things that happen in life. And that art and your passion can be, it not can be, is the way to success. Like not art in specific, but your passion. Like for me it's art, but people's passion, and I want to use my art to try to help people see, pursue you, bro. Believe in you. Like fuck the society, fuck what everybody else tells you to be. Like I was 10 years old making music. Like nobody told me. I mean, I was like, they were like, you gotta go to college, you gotta do it. I was like, no, fuck that. It's like I want people to believe in themselves with the utmost confidence. Russ talks about this term, delusional confidence. And you got to believe in yourself so much that people think you're delusional. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got to be so confident in yourself that people are like, this dude's crazy. Because you are. You're crazy fucking great at what being you, because no one can be you. And it's like, you just have to believe that no matter who you are, no matter where you're at in your personal journey, is as long as you choose to uh, follow you and to follow your passion and believe in yourself and your journey, then nobody can stop you. Nobody can. Nobody can.
It can stop you. I feel that. I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah,
So,
man.
skipping to a different topic, are there any projects that you had out or that you are about to drop?
Yeah, so well, I've got the psychological warfare project, which is a volume project that's been out. It's a 24-song project in total, but 8 songs each volume. That is a project about psychological. Can't speak. Psychological warfare
Mm-hmm.
is, everybody's going through it, man. Everybody's in this warfare. Everybody's in a battle with themselves, and that's what I was talking about today. Is we're in a battle with ourselves. Everybody is in their own way, and we're all in a psychological warfare, and the key is to win your war. And if you try to fight the world and you try to fight other people and you try to fight whatever you want to blame things on, then you're going to be in a battle forever, in a war with yourself forever. And so psychological warfare is all about personally, like, me going through this battle of trying to stop fighting myself, because that's the only way you win the war is if you stop fighting yourself and you be the bigger person of yourself, of the two people who want to fight yourself. And so that's what psychological warfare is all about. And then I got this next project coming, is psychological awakening. So it's kind of, as you can kind of see the theme I've got going on here. After warfare, you go, you once you're able to stop fighting yourself, you go into psychological awakening, which is you start to awaken your spirit. You start to awaken to the world around you. You start to awaken to a new possible life that you didn't think was possible before, because you're not in war anymore. Before, you were in fucking war, dude. You had no time to think about leisure or you had no time to think about that, because you're in a constant battle of survival. Now you're in psychological awakening, and you're learning now to live a different way. And I just released the first volume of Psychological Awakening a few weeks ago. That's out right now. You guys can go check me out, ditchtheego.com. Everything is on my website. And I've got the second volume of Awakening will be coming out at the end of this year / the beginning of 2022. And in between that, up until Christmas right now, well, we got the energy is unmatched. I'm dropping 2 songs a week until Christmas. Then I got another EP coming Christmas Eve. So we just gonna keep it going, man, and show people that believing in yourself is always gonna win over anything and everything.
Yes, sir. I hope you keep it rolling and I keep everything positive and you keep everything going. You know what I mean? When you drop music like that, it's really good for your advertising, your marketing, your creativity, your fan base. You know what I'm saying? Building a fan base. Doing that is really good. Doing that is really good, man. I'm proud of you.
Well, I really appreciate you, man. Like, appreciate the belief, and I appreciate, the positivity that you're putting out there too, because it's not a popular thing. It's not popular to be positive. It's not popular to be, hardworking nowadays and to do what's right. And so that's why I really fuck with your guys' movement, because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
meaningful, man. It's really meaningful, and people need to see it and to be inspired.
Oh, yeah. You know, Ascendance is trying to help everybody, for real.
Yeah, man, and it's awesome, bro. I mean, and kudos to you, because I mean, there's not a lot of people out there, and I think, man, like, money complicates so much. Like, I
Hmm.
think if people would understand that, like, money's not going to make you happy, and I know a lot of people don't understand it because a lot of people didn't grow up in a situation where they had it. I was blessed enough to grow up in a kind of situation where had a financially nice situation, and I still wasn't happy. and I
Hmm.
still, and I still was. It was actually even worse because I wasn't happy, and I felt like I should be happy. So I wish that in entertainment in general, but like the musicians of our time could realize, and for themselves, not for other people, but for themselves, that the money is not what this is about, and the attention and the fame and all that stuff. That's not what this is about. I mean, this needs to be about helping yourself,
Hmm.
and whatever that means. I don't know what that means. I don't, only you know what that means, but it has to be about helping yourself and showing yourself that you can do whatever you believe. Because if you don't believe that you can do whatever you believe, then no one else is going to believe it. So
Hmm.
the message that we got to show people, and it's I think a better message than party, drugs, all that stuff. Da, da, da,
Hmm.
da. Don't get me wrong, I'm a very non-judgmental person, and I'm one of those people. I believe there's a time and place for almost anything in life, but you have to understand, as an artist, as a producer, as a creative, you are manifesting and distributing energy. It is a gift that not many people have. So if you're choosing to do that and then talk about guns and violence and sexualizing women and all these things, then you're now manifesting that into reality, because
Hmm.
you're distributing that energy into other people's worlds and into their energies. And it's a subconscious thing. People don't even realize they're doing it. And we got to try to shift the energy as a whole, and show people that, dude, nah, bro, it ain't it. Just to do something because it's popular, or just what it's like, no. Like,
You don't have to do it because it's popular. I feel you.
Yeah, exactly. Be you, bro. It wasn't popular to be me at 10 and make music. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's a lot more popular now because for me to do what I do because people listen. But it was not popular for a long fucking time. So it's like people have to whatever it is you do, man. I mean, there's certain people like my sister is a school teacher, bro. It doesn't have to be big. Like that is her purpose and her calling and she loves it. She's she doesn't need to be in front of thousands of people. You know what I mean? Like you got to just accept your truth and your passion and love yourself for what you love.
Definitely, definitely. That brings me to my next question.
Yes,
As an
sir.
independent artist, how do you feel about the music industry?
That's a loaded question. The well, I think the continuing what I said, I think the music industry is riddled with money and political correctness, as the entire world is. But the music industry is no. There was a time where I believed that music was more about the music, and
Mhm.
I believe that the music industry is more about making money and doing a deal and having someone sponsor your brand or whatever. And I'm going to use an example that's something very, very important to me that a lot of people don't understand. And I try to explain this. The idea of an album. Okay. A lot of people don't understand what an album is anymore. Okay. Because we don't get them a lot. What we get are called playlists or
Mhm.
mixtapes. There are a bunch of singles that can be put together as a collaborative project, but that is different than an album. An album should create an experience, an emotional journey, a uh, sonically it should sound like one song as you go. It should move you like a roller coaster. Like we don't really get that anymore because if you do that, you can't put every song out as a single and do a ton of numbers and be popular like whatever. And I think that the meaning of an album is being met, or the meaning of album is being met. The meaning of an album is being lost, and so with the industry, man, I think that's a symptom. The meaning of an actual album being lost, to me, is a symptom of the industry being so self-centered and being
Mhm.
so surrounded around trying to get your brand to be the thing. And I think if more people tried to make just help other people and try to like make music that's going to inspire others and just talk about what you're going through in life, like just talk
Mhm.
about you, just talk about whatever you're going through, man. And if you do that, people are going to resonate. I mean, I talk about mental health is a very touchy subject, and it's not something that a lot of people you know really want to talk about, but it's a big part of my life, and so I talk about it, and I built up courage to start posting videos about it and stuff because it's just me. And soon enough, people will follow, and people will resonate with your energy, and they will they're gonna get something from it. And it just people need to detach from the numbers, detach from the control, and let the universe have its plan in operation.
Mhm.
You know.
I feel that. I feel that. So, who would you say you make music for? Like, what does your ideal fan look like?
I would say someone who has mental health, any kind of mental health, anyone who, I mean, dude, like I moved out when I was 16. I have a lot of, dude, anxiety, depression, PTSD, all this. I mean, I was a drug baby. Like my mom used drugs in utero when she was pregnant with me. I battled addiction my whole life. A lot of things, and there was a lot of time in my life where I wanted to die and I didn't want to be around, and it wasn't like I'm gonna like off myself tonight kind of thing, but it was like I didn't care. I didn't see a future for myself. I didn't see a life for myself in the future. And so I just was like, whatever. We'll just do whatever. And when I go, I go. And to me, I call that slow suicide. And
Hmm.
you don't even subconsciously slow suicide, and you don't even realize you're doing it. And music partially saved my life and has always been there for me. And part of at 10 years old, I mean, even I was writing my feelings out, and it was a way for me to express myself, as a lot of us creatives, know and feel that. And I think a lot of fans, there's not a lot. I mean, this is why Russ, man, this is why Russ resonates with so many people, is because Russ is obviously going through shit
Mm-hmm.
and talks about it, man. And so people really resonate with it because he talks about shit that people don't want to talk about with themselves. So when they hear it from another person, they're like, oh, they know that's the shit that they don't want to admit to themselves. But it helps them admit it to themselves because they hear another person here talking about it. And so that's why I think, yeah, my ideal fan would be someone who has struggles with extreme mental health, because I'm going to be starting a podcast next year myself, and so people will really be able to start to know my story and all those kinds of things. But when people really get to know me a little bit better, they'll start to see that I've been through more than about 90% of people that ever go through this earth, and I'm still here with a positive attitude. I still choose to look at every day as a blessing. I choose to look at every day as an opportunity. And, we need to, I want to save other people from what I call being stuck. We all get, a lot of people like me with mental health get stuck in this loop of a life of mental illness. And whatever that looks like, you can be stuck in it forever. And unless I was blessed, I had parents and I had people who came into my life and saved me and went, hey, wake up, we're going to show you why you need to figure this out. So now I believe that the universe saved me, and I was blessed to be saved and have opportunity. And I believe it's now my responsibility to try to help other people and show other people, hey, you can get yourself unstuck. You can do this, man. Like, this is going to be okay.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. I definitely feel that.
Yeah, man.
Um, so what does your songwriting process look like? Like when you're about to make a song, does the beat come first? Do you need like catch a vibe in the studio? Do you have verses already written down? Do you make up hooks? How does it work?
Yeah, so usually how I do things, man, is um it has every song revolves around the meaning of the song. So like sometimes I'll come up with a title, like a title of a song I think might be cool, and I'll write it down, and I might come back to it later and like use it. I'll come go get a beat and then like bring that title of the idea back. Sometimes I'll have a melody idea and I'll send it to one of my producers and have them recreate that, and we'll build it up that way. Sometimes I will just pick a beat and I'll just be inspired and I'll go off it. But always for sure though is I'm a different than other artists in this sense, where I don't make music every day. Sometimes I don't even make music every week. I only make music when I'm inspired. And if I'm not inspired, then I don't force it. And I don't even I don't get up and go, okay, I gotta write today. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like my music feeling like a job. So if my music is a 9 to 5, then it becomes a job, and then it's not as good. So what I'll do is I'll have a bunch of ideas, so a lot of times also I'll be going through shit and I'll like be thinking, and I'll come up with some metaphor or some like comparison or whatever, for what I'm going through, and I'll write that down, and then I'll come back to it and I'll write about that situation. So it's always got to be something that I'm going through and that I'm going to need to process, and the inspiration has to come naturally. And I don't like to feel like I got to like go to work today and write my music.
Yeah, I feel that. I can definitely feel that. Me being a fun-loving person, I don't like to. You know what I'm saying? It feels like you're congested when you have to force yourself to do something.
Exactly. You want to do it because you love it, man. You want to do it because you got the passion, and because it sounds good. And the only way to do that is if you tap in with yourself, and you choose to, figure out what you love and what sounds good for you, and just make what you love, man. Make the music that sounds good to you. You know?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
So, what hats do you wear as a musician? Like, are you a videographer, or do you do your own marketing? Do you produce? What do you do as a musician other than
Yeah.
rap?
So I mean, the only hat I don't wear is production, but even then, I have a massive hand in that as far as just input. I'm a boss in every sense there is, man. Like I do the music, I songwrite, so I sing, I songwrite, I draw all my art and send to my graphic designer to recreate. I do all my own marketing. I built my website. Yeah, I mean, I basically do it all except for, of course, my producers and my graphic designer. But other than that, that's the team.
Okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
what do your responsibilities look like outside of music? Like, what is your family life like? Your home life like? And how do you balance all of that?
Well, my home life is stressful. I have a somewhat of a very complicated relationship with my family,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and so I don't see my family too often. So I spend a lot of time working on music and just working in general. I just had a surgery for my ankle. I used to play really competitive basketball. I used to play clubs, so I used to travel around the state and really intensive basketball. And I had torn three ligaments. So for the past 5 years, I kind of had like one leg in a sense, and I just got it fixed up and stuff. And so I was doing catering for a little bit, and I do little catering jobs here and there, but mostly, man, I spent a lot of my time I saved a lot of money, save a lot of money and just keep working on the business and keep investing, keep making music. I spend most of my time working on my mental health and working on, meditating and being introspective and trying to plot the next chapters of my life and become better, as a person.
Definitely, always about bettering yourself. The better you get, the better you. You know what I'm saying? You can get better every day. Every day you can get better.
Growth mindset, exactly. It's all about the growth mindset, bro. Growth mindset's huge. I had someone say, a tree. Growth is like a tree. If you a tree stops growing, it doesn't take away from the growth that it's already made. Like if you stop growing for a little bit, like don't beat yourself up. You know what I mean? Like you can't. It doesn't mean you didn't make any growth before. It's like it doesn't take away from the growth you've already met. It just means you stop. But once you start again, you just start where you left off and you keep going.
No cap. You telling the truth. One of my
Yeah,
old principals, she used to say, if you didn't plant a tree yesterday, plant a tree today. They don't grow overnight.
yeah, I love that. I love that. That's good. I haven't heard that one yet. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
So, is there any advice you like to give somebody starting to make new music? Like, is there any advice that you would give?
Yeah, man. I mean, be you. I mean, be you. Do you? Be who you are. Um, don't worry about other people. And I'd say the biggest thing, man, is I think we get caught up as music because music is an entertainment. That the less you think of music as an entertainment, as silly as that sounds, the more successful you're gonna be with it, because you're gonna be making it for you. You're gonna be entertaining yourself. See, and if you entertain yourself, all you gotta do is get other people to see how entertaining you are to yourself. And that's not hard because it's like making friends, man. It's like not everybody's gonna like you. You're not gonna be friends with everybody. So it's just like accept that and understand there's not gonna like bro, one of my best friends, it's not he doesn't like me. It's not that he doesn't like my music. He just listens to different kind of music. Like it's just like it's not like the kind of vibe he goes with. But
Mm-hmm.
but so I made it a goal. All right, well I'm gonna make stuff that if he even likes it, then it means it's definitely good. So nowadays he even's like, okay, this is even good. Like I can even, bob my head a little to this. But because I believed in me and I believed that in the sound that I was making, and
Mm-hmm.
people will come around to it. So as musicians, man, and it's just a creative in general. Like the more we focus on ourselves as far as like working on ourselves in our own life and utilizing our artistic ability to process ourselves and to express ourselves and to focus on our growth in our journey in life rather than just trying to like make it or like get signed or get that feature or placement or whatever, because what people don't think about is just like, okay, and then what? Like you get your placement, you get okay, done with. Like you got no fan base, you got nothing. Like you don't have a community. Like you haven't built anything. Like so then your little moment of excitement or whatever is gone. It's like so invest in yourself, invest in your craft and in your health, mentally, physically, your body, mind, and soul, and utilize the gift of creation from the universe to just help you along that journey and not try to like make it the journey itself.
Yes, sir. I feel that. I feel everything you've been saying, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Um, so with the type of music you make for mental health and stuff like that, I don't imagine you saying, "Oh, I hear my music in a club." But where do you imagine hearing your music getting played?
here's the thing, man. I tell people all the time, man, you can play it in the club. We gotta change this narrative. Like,
Mhm.
I don't go to the club. Like, I'm not a club dude, you're right. But think of it this way. Why is it not cool? Why can't we turn up to the idea of growing ourselves? Like we can't. Like there's the idea that we have to talk about booties and violence in
Yeah.
order to turn up. It makes no sense.
Mhm.
Like like you know, I, I don't know, man. Like I think that I don't imagine it being played there, but I think that the narrative should be changed. Of well, why not? Well, because people don't want to hear what they're hiding from in the club, which is
Mhm.
so. There's the answer to that. But I see myself being played in places of need. In places of need, wherever that may be. You might be alone. I mean, for me, a lot of my music is about being lonely. I've been alone a lot of my life. I have not I've had more people. I could probably count the people on one hand who I trust and have really not screwed me over. And so I've learned to be alone. I've developed a belief that everybody is here at some point to leave you, and even if it's not on purpose or purposeful or personal. So I think that a lot of it is for people who feel alone too, in specific. I mean, a lot of people who feel like they can't keep going, that people don't love them. There's not people that are there that believe in them as people, as an entity, and I just again I mean I want people to know that like they're not alone, and that this world sucks. It does, but that a lot of people didn't get the kind of help. I was blessed. I had a lot of help from therapists and psychologists and things like that. And a lot of people didn't get that. And I want to be able to give that to people for free. I'm not charging you nothing. I'm not, I don't want anything from you. All I want is for you to help yourself and to change your life so you can be happy. And if my music will help you, then I don't care where you play it. Play at the club, play it at a fucking Christmas gathering. I don't care. Play it wherever it's gonna help you help yourself.
Mhm.
You know.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Is there any advice that you would give yourself if you could go back in time and talk to your earlier self? Any advice you could give yourself about making music?
Making music. Uh I mean, it stays with the whole theme of we're talking about this whole time, which is to be myself. I spent a lot of times like a lot of my team, a lot of my day ones. They'll tell you like, man, like Danny, he was like trying to be Drake, like he was trying the clone, the white boy clone. Oops,
Yeah.
sorry, I got paused there for a second. Yeah, it starts like that for everybody, but what a lot of people, I think what I would tell myself is channel what I think sounds best. Follow my voice. Follow what I believe is gonna sound the best. Because the reason a lot of people don't realize, think of it this way, but the reason that people like Kanye, Drake, Michael Jackson, I mean, these people are so iconic is because they created a sound that wasn't popular and then made it popular and
Hmm.
made it normal. Like when Drake came in here with all this underwater slow shit, bro, it was nobody was like, "What the fuck is this, man?" When Kanye came in here with all this choir shit and this fucking all over the place synth work and just everywhere with his samples, No, was like, what the heck is this? This is incredible. But nobody before that was like, this, we should do this because this isn't how you do it. So I think the more you follow this, just what sounds good, then you're going to have no limitations to what you're not going to put any boundaries on how you can create. And you're going to end up with your full capacity of freedom to create to your full potential is what I'm trying to say. So I'd say, yeah, just dude, allow yourself to be open-minded and think super creatively and freely.
Yeah, I understand. That's what makes sense, man. You gotta follow yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't follow anybody else. You gotta follow yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm running out of questions. You know what I'm saying? So, is there anything else that you want to say? You want to perform a song? You want to preview some music? Anything you want to do? Go ahead. You got the floor.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question then. So I'll make it a little bit of a conversation here. So I just am curious here is what is your goal with Ascendance? Like where are we headed? Like where is the community going?
Well, me personally, I want to be a radio host. So me doing the interviews, me doing song reviews, me doing TikTok posts, me doing different things like that is what gets people engaged. And I feel like I'm a community liaison of sorts. You know what I'm saying? And the overall goal with Ascendance is to give smaller artists a platform to go and show their music off, show their talents off. We have open mic on opposite Wednesdays, not opposite. You know how they interval, like they space out every other Wednesday, basically.
Yeah.
We do open mics and stuff like that so that you have a stage, so that you have a platform, so that people can follow you and find out who you are. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the overall goal with Ascendance is to help independent artists. And I really love Ascendance because of that, because without that, you know what I'm saying, it would be less people knowing who I am. It would be less people knowing what I have going on, and it would be less people knowing on what we as a group, bands and roles, bank roles, you know what I'm saying, have going on. So it's really important to help build your fan base and really just engage with people, man. Get people to learn and know what you're talking about.
So we're on some Breakfast Club over here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love it, bro. I'm a huge podcast dude. I absolutely love podcasts and interviews and radio shows, man. I was just, dude, me and the homie, we were just watching Brilliant Idiots. You know that podcast, Brilliant Idiots?
Yeah. That's Mike Schultz, right?
Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that is fucking hilarious. I love podcasts. I love radio shows and stuff. So I think it's super awesome. You got a really good voice for it too, dude.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I mean, so I think this is cool, dude. And I think what you guys got going is a really great idea. And I think the independent community is really, we're really thankful. I guarantee I can speak for everybody, you know. I'm appreciative of it as well. And I'm excited to just keep working, man, and to just keep going and just keep supporting the community. You know, I can't, I got a lot going on, so I can't be as consistent as I'd like to be with everybody, but I stay supporting as much as I can. And what I love about you, bro, is your positive, bro. The minute I got on the phone, I'm very energy based. I'm one of those people who's very in tune with the hippie shit type. I'm out in Portland, bro. So the minute I got on the phone, I was like, dude, this dude's energy is so positive and just so uplifting. So, dude, I love it. We just got to spread it now.
Yes, sir. That's the main thing is to spread positive energy. Like I was talking to some people earlier. I showed them one of my songs, and they was like, "It sounds like you joking around in your music." And I'm like, "Yeah, because I don't make super serious music. I'm not here to tell you, oh, I got 5 guns and I do this shit for fun. No, it's not me. You know what I'm saying? I want to have fun with it. I want to show you a happy, energy, positive side. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where you coming from with that, and I understand where you coming from with mental health. I have mental health issues. Everybody does nowadays. So it's like you got to get that together and find out what's going on. So I really appreciate you, and thank you for the interview, man.
I appreciate you, man. And yeah, man, we'll just keep this going and keep the energies moving, keep supporting each other, and keep supporting the community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
All right, man. Well, until next time.
Until next time.
All right, man. Peace out.
Peace.